Errol, you've stepped into this role just as these layoffs began. What has the last 2 days been like from your perspective?
For our members, devastating. This is devastating for children. It's devastating for families. And I hope it doesn't end up being devastating for the district.
So what do we know right now about the extent of these layoffs and what is still unclear?
Well, I'll start with what's unclear. The necessity of the layoffs is unclear. We are not in a budget crisis. We are not in a budget deficit. These layoffs will not lead to a brighter future. That's the unclear part. What we do know is that approximately 150 teachers and 120 other educators are being laid off.
When you met with Dr. Morgan immediately after you were sworn in, did you get the sense that the plan had already been made and planned in collaboration with CTU?
Well, I don't think it was made in collaboration with CTU, but the plan was in place from the district's end. I don't think it was that the plan was appropriately made, and I'm not sure how much of a plan it actually is, other than they're cutting teachers and other educators.
What are you hearing directly from the members who received layoff notices?
Intense anxiety. I remember when I was laid off in 2004, it was horrific. And there's really anything anyone can say to you that makes it any better. Our members are hurt, they're angry, they're fearful, but in some ways, there's also optimism. They're working with their students still. They're embraced by their students, and I think we're going to be embraced by the community. And I think the community is going to demand answers from the Board of Education as to why the district is doing this.
In a situation like this, how important is it that the process be used to make the decision is fair and consistent?
Critically important, and I don't think in this case fair or consistent is coming into the equation. I don't understand why the district is making these cuts. I think the membership has the absolute right to know why we're cutting when we don't have a budget crisis, we don't have a budget deficit, and these won't lead to brilliant, brighter futures.
Are you confident that the district made accurate and purposeful cuts, and what happens if there are problems?
I am never confident that the district makes accurate cuts. I never underestimate the district's ability to make mistakes, even if they're paying a consultant $272,000 a year to try and figure that out. I don't think this is accurate at all.
The news articles talk about administrative cuts. How many cuts were made to the district, or is it just teachers and paras who are shouldering the budget correction?
Teachers and paras are my primary concern. Administrators, that's on them. I do think that we're top heavy in administration. I don't think that. I know that. When we had twice as many students and twice as many teachers, we had half as many administrators. So some of these administrators, and this typically is not a building level administrator that's excessive, just administrators, we have more executive directors, more people walking around with titles than we've ever had before in this district, and I don't see any of them being cut yet.
Are there concerns about how evaluation systems like TDES may have played a role in the decisions?
There are absolutely concerns on how TDES played a role in these decisions. We have some buildings where principals just seem to refuse to give out anything other than a skilled. And now in these layoffs, skilled has become a career-ending sentence. This has to be addressed as a union. For all of our brothers and sisters in our union, we've got to figure out a way so that TDES is not used punitively against teachers.
So you're seeing differences in how evaluations are being applied across buildings, and that could impact outcomes for teachers?
Absolutely. We have data that shows this. We have data that shows that there are principals that never give out accomplished. And their teachers, I believe, are clearly earning an accomplished. Teachers can, if they're really on the ball, use the appeals process, but most of our teachers are busy teaching. They don't have the time to appeal an unfair evaluation when they're focused on children. I've seen buildings where half of the staff now has been laid off. In one building, the entire middle school team has been laid off. They receive skilled ratings. but they're all being cut.
Would the CTU consider legal action against the district for the subjectivity applied by the district during the evaluations?
I think the CTU is going to consider representing our members to the best of our ability and using the full resources of the union.
So what responsibility does the district have to ensure that those systems are being applied correctly, especially when jobs are on the line?
The district has entire responsibility for that, and I don't believe they've lived up to it. That's why I need our members' help. That's why I need the public's help.
For educators who received layoff notices, what options realistically exist right now?
Well, right now, for those educators, they're going to do what they do best. They're going to come back to work. They're going to work and finish out this year. They're going to teach their students. And between the union and the district, we're going to try and figure this out.
What should members do to show support?
Right now, I think our members can show support for our laid off educators by attending the board meeting on the 14th and the 28th and signing up to speak on the 28th and being prepared to talk to the media on the 14th and the 28th and continue talking to the community.
As the new president, what is your immediate focus in responding to this situation?
My immediate focus is encouraging the district to sit down with me now and try and figure this out.
What message do you want CMSD educators to hear right now?
I want those educators to know that the public stands with us, the community stands with us, the parent stands with us, and I'm going to encourage the Board of Education to direct the district to meet with me again, and we'll again try and get every one of these educators back before the fall.
In the next 2 weeks, what would you like CTU members to know and act on?
I would like our members to know that they often have the answers. I've gotten a lot of help from the members. I had a member help draft a letter that helped me with my weekly update. I had a member encourage me to start getting people to the meetings on the 14th and the 28th. I've had other members reach out to me with suggestions and ideas as to what our members need. I want our members now to focus on coming to the meeting on the 14th and at the speaking meeting on the 28th to sign up to speak. And during parent-teacher conferences, I think it's a great idea to wear black. Parents will ask you why you're wearing black. Start to explain to them the funding crisis that is school funding and how that leads to teachers being laid off.
So, Errol, what has been helpful to you?
Our members have been helpful to me. I try and call back every member that calls me directly at my cell phone at 216-410-0421. I can't answer the phone every time somebody calls, but I do try and return every call and text I receive, every email that I receive. And members who have been laid off have been encouraging me with their attitude, their optimism, their hope. As devastating as this news has been, those members have been telling me what I need to hear. And I need to hear from the rest of the membership too. I need the members to keep communicating with me. I need them to show up on the 14th and the 28th. And I need them to know that the community and the public are backing us. They're just waiting to know what to do.